Footy Replay.
For Kangan Institute. Do your pre-apprenticeship with Kangan Institute.
Just jumped over an opponent and then kicked it short, and he finds Goddard. Runs to 52 metres. This is a great kick off the boot. That's a magnificent kick. Here we go. Pressure from McKenzie. Here's a chance. Stringer. It's a raffle. Just needs a kind bounce. Grabs the ball. Stringer runs into the open goal and rams it home.
Bogue tried to improvise with the handball. It's sharked by Westhoff from the Bell Chambers handball. He dribbles through the goal.
This quarter of Sunday afternoon football.
For Anytime Fitness. Suicide Prevention Day, May 25th, 2018.
Well, there is a heartbeat, as Danny Frawley said late in that third quarter. Port Adelaide cutting the margin to 23 points at three-quarter time. The Bombers 12-7-79, leading Port Adelaide 8-8-56. Are they a sniff, Spud?
Look, they are, especially if Robbie Gray keeps getting the ball, Ollie Wines and Pollock. They're the three. So they had 9 inside 50s and scored 4 goals. So when they get it in there, but the issue was Essendon went in 18 times for only 3. So John Worsfold will be frustrated with that conversion rate, getting the ball in. So if Essendon get the ball in 18 times to 9 this quarter, Essendon win. But the first 10 minutes, every clearance is crucial, KB.
Let's get this final term underway for Tyre Power, your top of the ladder tyre team. Thump goes the footy. Dixon and Bell Chambers. Dixon the tap. Wines overran it. Myers hot in his hammer. Out the back, Port Adelaide win possession. Robbie Gray on cue, gave it to Bonner, and now Pollock has to be quick to burn Jones. He's pressured, tumbles it forward. McGrath traps. Now the Bombers have control. They've done this well all day. Yeah. Despite the errant handball from Hurley, Goddard gains possession and just nudges one short to McGrath.
Too smart, Hurley and Goddard. They're always got that extra behind the ball. They've got a great release player.
Merritt
all the time.
On the bench for Essendon for European Kitchen Group, crafting dreams into reality. As they move it at left half back, Myers off a step, City side, kicks towards McDonald, tipping Woody. Great pair of hands, good mark.
Hard to believe he's only had 8 disposals.
Bounces to his feet, then he kicks the ball quickly to the half-forward line. Danaher comes out, takes the grab. 65, 75 metres out, got too close to the man on the mark, never got back, and here's a chance. Bagley flies through the air and takes an absolute beauty.
Well, the ball nearly hit the top of Etihad roof. And
that's because he had to bend his leg, because he never got back off the man on the mark.
No, he was spot on. But the point I was trying to make, KB, was where was the defence? There was 2 Essendon players to the drop of the ball, flat-footed, playing reactive football today, Port. This will be a dagger in their heart if Bagley kicks this one.
So Bagley, he'll be shooting from around about 50 metres, 51 metres. He's directly in front. Got to lean back, he unloads, he gives it both barrels, it's going to the right and puts it through for a minor score. 8-8-56, Port Adelaide, the Bombers, 12-8-80.
That's on the 131 008 Silvertop Taxi scoreboard. If you're going to and from the footy, download the app, pre-book your Silvertop Taxi. Port Adelaide has it smothered, left forward pocket, Stringer to snap, Stringer the goal, no, hit the post.
Didn't go back off the mark, KB.
I got a little bit ahead of myself, but it was brilliant play nonetheless. Yeah. And they keep Port Adelaide in it. This quarter for Anytime Fitness, Suicide Prevention Day, 25th of May. Port Adelaide this time going long, Kev.
Yes, Cleary wants to go well outside 50, and the mark was taken by Pollock. He's given away the free kick to Myers.
Kobe's onto something with players not getting back off the mark, though. It's a new tactic that's coming into the game.
Drives me mad. So Myers kicks a high ball. Where's Danaher? At the back is Bell Chambers. Ball smashed away, hits the ground. They need a crummer. Picked up by Sam Gray. Charging after the ball now. There's a free kick. It's got to come back. And Gray will take the free kick. He's at half back for the Power. In fact, Gray is there for the free kick. But his mate, Wingard, actually takes the free kick. Stand alongside him. So he kicks the ball as far as he possibly can. Coming out this time is Jack Watch. He's got 2 to beat. Hooker first of the contest. Offloads the ball. Gives it off to Bagley. Arcs to the back. Finds a bit of space. Sliced himself into fresh air. Taken by Goddard. Pops it in short. Finds Bell Chambers. Keen to keep it moving. Back inside the centre square, and he finds Zaharakis. He's got a loose player wide. It's Myers. He's run very, very hard. He marks in front of Motlop. And then short to Hurley, who gives it off to Zaharakis. The ball just kept on moving. Oh, that's a shocking kick. And he hits on the chest that time. That was Houston, and they play on quickly, and straight away Boca's marked 55 metres out.
Yeah, he gets back off his mark this time, Kevin. He kicks to a one-on-one. Watson,
Yeah,
Hartley,
free
no
kick.
mark, front and square. Burne-Jones goal.
Good goal.
That was the all-important first goal of this term, Spud, and Essendon peppered. They couldn't kick it. Port Adelaide, on the other hand, keep themselves in the hunt. 9-8-62 the Power. The Bombers 12-9-81 on the Silvertop Taxi scoreboard.
Is that the last 4 goals to the Bombers?
Yep. To the Power, yes.
Oh, sorry, the Power. Sorry, and it was a really good kick from Boak. I thought, gee, don't go because they outnumbered, but it was such a good kick that all the Essendon defender could do was spoil it, which he did. Hartley probably gave the free kick away to Watts, as we saw in the Kangan Institute replay. Should have got the free, but they got the goal. So
Probably paid advantage.
Yeah, they're starting to get some clearances now. So game on here.
Well, they drag it back to a 19-point ball game. They trail by 18 at quarter time, 27 at half time.
Another clearance.
And here's Robbie Gray, grabs the ball. He's inspired at the moment. Kicks deep inside, 50 going up is Hartley. He's been very good all day. Came into the side replacing Brown. It'll be hard to shift from this side at the moment because he's played a terrific game, and then he waits and waits, and that's a beautifully weighted kick. McDonald, Tip and Woody strides onto the ball, then he spins around, goes wide, finds Guelphy.
I like him.
Young kid has been terrific today for the Bombers.
It's a beauty.
And then he finds Hurley, who's their playmaker in general, cross half back. Spins the Sheridan in his hands. 81 plays 62, 19 points. The ball game. Here's a chance. Stewart on the rise that time, couldn't quite take it. Taken by Hartlett, might have been leg. Picked up by Stewart, quick hands. Gives it back to Fantasia. Across the body, too much carrying the ball that time. For Stringer in the goal square. Taken away by Pollock. Needs support. He gets support from Houston that time. And now they find Robbie Gray, the champ. Can he lift Port Adelaide? Takes a run and a bounce, then he kicks it to centre wing.
Needs a kind bounce as Boak. Coming at it was Hartley. This guided it down to Smith, who went short to Zaharakis. Forward of the city side wing. Essendon attacking the Lloyd end.
Crowd willing the Bombers to kick the next goal to put some space in Port.
Trying to go the switch, but they have to go inside defensive 50 to do so. Hurley marks and steers it the way of McDonald, Tip and Woody. Broadcast wing position. They lead by 19 points on the Silvertop Taxi scoreboard. Stewart did well. Turned his opponent inside out. McKenzie arched his back. Round inside 50. Could go the check side. Lowered his eyes instead and hit up Danaher.
Great kick. Oh, that's a super kick. He was wearing some heat, Danaher. He had the defender all over him, but he squared it up. Stewart, gee, he's got good wheels, Stewart. Look, he hasn't hit the scoreboard in the second half, but this is. Will he go around the body here, Danaher? Well, I think the pressure of the game, he's got to kick truly, because if he missed this by doing that around kick, you'd talk about it all week. He's got to go through and just kick it straight over the goal umpire's head.
30 out, 45-degree angle, right forward pocket. Danaher in, Danaher goal.
That's better.
A steadier for the Bombers. And high fives all round. You get the feeling the players sense he might be down on confidence as well. Bombers back out to a 25-point lead. 13-9-87. Port Adelaide 9-8-62 as we tick up to 7 minutes on the Blind Factory clock. Designer quality, factory prices, theblindfactory.com.au. Here's Danny Frawley.
You can just hear the relief in the Essendon crowd as Danaher kicked that goal. I think it was great that he went back and kicked a conventional drop punt. Look, it was a little bit inside out, but it was kicked truly. You can see the relief of that goal. So really positive sign for the Bombers.
Bombers by 25 this quarter for Anytime Fitness Suicide Prevention Day, 25th of May. Saturday afternoon football for Toyota's Good for Footy program. And straight away, Ollie Wines grabs the ball, needs support, and gets it out wide from Cleary, who just hammers the ball. Saad's going to charge after the ball. Too much pace that time for Boak, but he's beaten by the boundary line. And it's a toss back in on the half-forward flank for the Bombers.
Just a quick injury update. Port Adelaide still one down with Todd Marshall. Went down into the rooms with a suspected concussion in the third quarter. Still hasn't reappeared from the room. So one down on the bench with Rockcliffe also hobbling around.
Boundary thrown taken by Robbie Gray. He's been held up in the tackle that time, holding the ball. And Heppel will take the free kick. He's been fantastic today, Heppel. Just led so strongly right from the opening bounce. Gives it across to Hartley. He goes wide to Hurley. How many chest marks did you take by yourself playing full-back for St Kilda, Danny?
I can't remember one, KB.
Because I tell you what, I reckon Hurley's taken about 12 today already.
Yeah, well, the stat sheet he's taken 10.
So Hooker from centre wing kicks the ball back towards the edge of the centre square, taken away this time by Merritt. Quick hands back there. Heppel now to Guelphy. Back to Merritt. Zigzags his way out of trouble, finds a bit of fresh air. Riley shotgun Sard, grabs the ball, charges away, takes a bounce, takes him on, keeps on going, Sard.
And got
it's
dacked.
coming back, it's coming back!
No, the umpire said he runs
Played holding the ball.
Holding the ball, KB.
No!
He dacked him.
He tackled him as he was bouncing the ball.
Pollack, he's spot on. Adam Kearney on the Kangan Institute.
No, they
replay.
can't do that, can they, Coons?
Yeah, they can. It's a good decision for
No,
the
it's
umpire.
not on. Poor decision
It was
by the
a
umpire.
goal, it was a goal.
No sense of theatre.
Fantastic play by Sard, but he got pinged.
He got dacked.
Kangan Institute replay screen did show it was the correct decision as much as the umpire was a spoil sport. Do your pre-apprenticeship with Kangan Institute. And the ball now to be tossed back in between wing and right half forward for the Bombers on the Stockland side.
Okay. For Europe car around the grounds, Melbourne 13, Hawthorn 6. Actually 14-6.
Keep your eye on that one.
Yep.
As Bell Chambers looked to just palm it towards Myers. Goddard was held without it. Myers picked himself up, got it off to Bell Chambers. Guelphy had it, lost it. Parrish looked up, he fumbled. Ball out of play once again.
He'll kick the goal of the year one day, Sard, won't he? Because he'll run the entire length of the field.
Wasn't far off it today. Guelphy's had 15. The youngster.
Terrific.
Sunday afternoon football for Toyota's Good for Footy program and for Subway's 3-pepper chicken.
And Hurley's had 15 marks, KB.
Here's Polek, carved a passage. Off to Sam Gray by hand. Wingard's kick smothered. And this man, Guelphy, what a debut so far. Our cornerstone HR recruit of the day, contendee.
We're going to call him.
I reckon he's the winner.
We're going to call him Alfie.
Bit of Dolph Lundgren about him.
Yeah, I like it. Little Alfie.
They toss it back in. They lead by 25 points, the Bombers. Bell Chambers works the ball to the front. Here's Parrish.
Too quick.
It came from Myers. And he just hammers the ball. Stringer's running with the fly of the ball. He's got it. Burst of speed. This is a great kick. It's going to bounce. He's got it.
Oh, no.
What a goal!
Oh.
Stringer has kicked the goal of the day.
Oh, my God.
He's kicked 4.
Oh.
That straight through the heart of Port Adelaide.
Oh.
That is a killer-diller.
Oh, KB, you would think he's played forward-line all his life. Jake Stringer, the way he kicked that.
That's the air conditioning warehouse sales.
My
Shop
God.
in the trade shops. Goal of the day. Maybe he's not a midfielder.
Well,
maybe he's
maybe.
just an explosive forward line
Gee, I
player.
hope John Worsfold doesn't think, gee, imagine if he does that around the midfield, how many goals he can set up. Maybe, he'd be thinking, God, maybe I'll put him in the midfield because...
He's standing in front of the crowd giving high fives.
Well, that is what we see from the All-Australian.
And the crowd loves it.
And I think John Worsfold now realises, yep, I pulled the wrong rein the pre-season. He's a forward. He was baptised with FF on his head. Full forward.
12 minutes into this fourth quarter for Anytime Fitness. Suicide Prevention Day, 25th of May. Bombers out of the centre. Houston copped an unkind bounce. Well to control it. Gave it off to Hartlett, who drove it long. Bombers again with numbers. It's so often been the case when Port Adelaide's looked long inside, attacking 50. Hurley, slight fumble. Toe poked towards Myers, who was upended. Spilt free to Port Adelaide. 51 metres out from their goal. Spiral inside 50 by Boak. Well handled by Watts. Ebert, 25 out. Could have gone for home. Lowered his eyes. Rockcliffe will seal the deal. But they need goals and need them fast. And they cut the margin again to 25 points. 10-8-68 Port Adelaide, trailing the Bombers 14-9-93.
Well, getting that quick reply, Danny, keeps their chances alive.
No, it certainly does.
12 and a half minutes gone in this final term.
No, they've still got a heartbeat. Look, they've been brave. They haven't turned it up at all. But Essendon always have that answering goal with that lead that they built up in the first half. And good to see Rockcliffe get a goal, but he's on one leg, Rockcliffe. I'll be very surprised if he plays next week.
Heppel, 29 disposals. Hurley, 26.
15 marks, KB.
15 marks.
12 of those uncontested chest marks.
So the Bombers, can they answer after Port Adelaide have scored? Taken away by Smith at the back of the square. gives off that time to Myers. Goes forward, and then a lunging mark has been taken by Danaher. Now, he can kick this. He'll have to kick it 55, 56 metres.
That's his pet distance, KB. No, it is.
Well, Danny Frawley says he can do it.
Yeah, I reckon he can. I reckon this is where he...
When he kicks the ball, I reckon he'll be just about standing on the front edge of the centre square.
Yeah, I reckon he'll get the trip, because this is where I reckon he
kick it a long
truly.
way.
Yeah, he kicks it truly.
This is where he hits them sweet because he's actually got a kick through the footy.
Aerodynamics here at Etihad Stadium with the roof shut. It goes a long way. Look at this kick. It's going.
Look at this.
Kick! What a kick!
Get around him.
Unbelievable kick.
Wow.
And he's spot on. He's kicked it. Well, he's kicked it 60 metres straight through the middle, went straight over the umpire's hat. And I tell you what, that's a super goal. That's the air conditioning warehouse sales call 942916 for your chance. Win the Bonaire Rhino ducted gas heating valued at $1,440 from air conditioning warehouse sales. That is straight through the heart of Port Adelaide.
That is the cream of the cake for John Worsfold. We talked about it, Joe Danaher. And if he plays golf, KB, he's one shot, he's one wood's his best.
Yeah.
Just go back, and even if you're chipping off the green, use your one wood and just drive it, because that is a perfect kick. He never nailed it, but he had to kick through it, and it was straight as an arrow.
Certainly was, as we're back in the centre. Sunday afternoon football for Toyota's Good for Footy program, and Subway's 3-pepper chicken. Bombers just harassing Port Adelaide out of it. Inside 50 again. Jonas has to accept on the bounce. Danaher applies the pressure. Guelphy couldn't trap it. Ebert in hard. He might have taken McDonald to Woody high. Umpire called play on as Guelphy tried to stand up in a tackle. Like what we've seen from him today. Bonner over the top of it. Had to just flick it out. Inside the field of play, Guelphy. High long ball. He kept it in. No. Boundary umpire that time said he took it out for a throw-in.
Both sides have had both equal inside 50s. Essendon have had 14 tackles inside their forward 50. Port have only had 4. They've had 36 ball gets inside their forward 50. Port have only had 12. So they can't win a ball inside their forward 50, Port at ground level, and they can't put any pressure on Hurley and Goddard when they get it. That's the difference.
They lead by 31 points, the Bombers. Boundary throw in about 75 metres out from goal. Tried to be spiked on that time by Zara Rakas. Doesn't quite hit the target. Picked up by Sard. Riding shotgun that time is Goddard. Just rifles off the handball. Gives it back to Myers, who stands and delivers. It's a tumbling kick. Chaos kick inside 50. And picking the ball up and then going over the boundary line that time is for Port Adelaide.
Goddard.
And that's Bonner.
Goddard's had 22 disposals, yet he's had 14 handball receives. Wouldn't you put someone on him? He just gets the handball receives out the back, and then he just uses his foot as target practice.
They toss it back in. And the ruck work that time by Charlie Dixon. Kick forward. Back of the pack. Taken away this time by Houston. Kicks the ball long and wide. And Ollie Wines can't control it.
Myers has done a very good job on Ollie Wines. He started the season a blazer good. I know Ollie Wines is at the 23, but Myers has done a very, very good defensive role on him, so well done.
Worked off him the other way too. He's been an option through the middle of the ground, kicked 2 goals, so great day for David Myers.
Correct weight, Adam.
Around the grounds for Europe Car, affordable car rental. Melbourne, the early jump on Hawthorn. They lead by 21 points late in that first term. It's Port Adelaide with the clearance. Houston, piercing ball, found Burn-Jones. City side wing position, gets it, plays on. Kicks to a one-on-one. Westhoff, Hartley. Hartley lost touch. Westhoff took the mark 30 to 35 metres out. 45-degree angle.
One of the few times Hartley's got beaten one-on-one. So, and you're right, you called it beautifully, Tristan. Just lost the body. He tried to have a piece of the ball at the wrong time. If he had played defensive role, he would have his fist to that, but he's played a really good game, Hartley.
So they've toiled valiantly, Port Adelaide. It looks as if they'll come up short. Westhoff from 40 comes in and misses. That might have been the last roll of the dice. Port Adelaide 10-9-69, Essendon 15-9-99. Silvertop taxis scoreboard in this final term.
Just to back up Adam Cooney's Myers on Wines, he's actually kicked 2 goals on him, Myers. So well picked up, Coons.
The lead by 5 goals, 30 points, 15-9-99 at 10-9-69. 18 minutes has just ticked over.
And KB, Stringer, Danaher and Stewart have kicked 9 goals between them, the 3 forwards. So their forward lines function better, and unfortunately Port, they can't find a consistent goal kicker at the moment. They've had 8 different goal kickers.
19-minute mark of this final term for the Blind Factory. Here's Boat, gives the ball off to Motlop. Just kicks the ball around the corner and wobbles it forward inside 50, taken by Parrish with quick hands. Then Hurley goes to ground. He's been a mighty player today. Sard overruns the ball, picked up by Parrish. Burrows in after the ball, back to Zach Merritt, changed the direction. Danced on a dollar and tripped the light. Fantastic, and gave the ball back off to Parrish. Kicks the ball back, then backing back this time is Charlie Dixon. Takes the mark on centre wing. Got a loose player inside the centre square, and he finds Houston, who runs hard this time is Motlop. So Motlop can set it up. Can he hit a target? He can. He finds Jack Watts directly in front, 45 metres out.
Just while he's going back for Europe cars around the ground, Melbourne 27, Hawthorn 7. Dean Kent has kicked 3 of Melbourne's 4 goals.
Jack Watts has kicked 2 so far, 1 in the first quarter, 1 in the second.
He's been okay, Jack, but he just dropped too many marks at crucial stages for mine today.
Directly in front, going for goal number 3. Jack Watts to try and give a heartbeat to Port Adelaide. The kick's on its way. It's a beautiful kick. That's why I was critical of him in the third quarter when he was 20 metres out and he kicked the ball backwards.
Spot on, Cabo.
It's a beautiful kick, straight as a gun barrel. He's booted 3 goals. 11-9-75 Port Adelaide. The Bombers 15-9-99. 19 and a half minutes. Any chance at all, Danny? Any chance at all of a miracle comeback by Port?
They've just put him
4 goals down.
Just put him back on the operating table, and yes, we have a heartbeat. Faint as it is, they've just given a little bit more adrenaline to see if they can get that heart pumping. But there's a murmur. There's a murmur, KB.
Well, there's still over 7 minutes left in the game.
Yeah, they've got to kick 4 goals. Well,
in 7 minutes.
Yeah, the murmur's it's just fluttering. It's spluttering and fluttering their heartbeat.
Sunday afternoon football for Toyota's Good for Footy program and for Subway's 3 pepper chicken. Back in the centre, Bellchambers won it down. Ebert looked at toe poke off the deck. Got it to Dixon, who got his hands free. Did well. They'll come away with it. At least they should. Robbie Gray, short ball, risky. Begley hand in there, no mark paid.
Good interception.
Bombers fans will be irate. Play goes on. Merritt flicks it the way of Zaharakis between wing and left half forward. City side, they've got it. Parrish, spiralling ball inside 50. Whistle on play, holding free kick Bombers' way.
So Stewart's a good kick as well.
He is. He
might even kick this too, Tristan.
He'll line up for goal number 4. He's 45 metres out, left half forward, fairly tight angle to contend with. But he is a reliable set shot, as you heard Kevin say. 10 goals, 3 so far this season, and this would put it to bed. A lull descends over Etihad Stadium. Stewart runs inside 50, loads up and misses. Minor score. They break the ton.
They've got to go long down the middle now, Port.
6 minutes left in the game.
Yeah, they've just got to attack through the middle or it's all over. They go wide here, it's all over.
Well, McKenzie is a thumping kick, so he's going to bring the ball back into play. Kicks it to himself and he's going to unleash a big bomb with that golden left boot.
Look at that.
Kicks it well inside the centre square. From behind, Bellchambers couldn't take it. Boat roved it brilliantly off the pack, gave it across to Ebert. Running hard that time was Ollie Wines. He's been dragged down. There was no free kick. Sam Gray burrows in after the ball. Spiked out that time, taken away by McGrath. Kicks the ball out wide and Goddard's going to charge after the ball. Needs a kind bounce. Where's Tip and Woody? And he gives it back to Parrish and misses the target. Picked up by Pollock. Quick hands back to Ebert. Now to Charlie Dixon. Puts the ball under his arm. Runs his full distance. Kicks it deep inside.
To Hurley.
50. And Hurley drops it centre. Luck's a fortune because Chad Wingard slipped over as well. The ball comes back. Chance here. Taken by Amon. Gives it across to Sam Gray. A goal kicker. He can kick this goal. And from 35 metres out, he has missed a golden opportunity for Port Adelaide and puts it through for a minor score. That was nearly a gimme for Sam Gray. 11-10, 76. Bombers 15-10, 100. 24 points to margin.
The doctor just said they got some shock treatment for Port. They've still got a heartbeat, just.
Silvertop Taxi scoreboard going to and from the footy. Download the app. Pre-book your Silvertop Taxi. They're back inside 50. Wingard underneath it. Out the back. It didn't sit kindly. Yeah. Hurley rushes to behind.
Gee, you'd only have to get a kind bounce. He'd kick it off the ground.
Yeah. So Hurley quickly back into play. Comes out this broadcast side. 23-point game. Down to her up. Almost a gin hanger. Front and square. Hooker gave it to the running Guelphy, and now they're out the back.
Woody.
Just needs to sit. McDonald, Woody, unguarded goal square. It didn't sit initially, but he made a good fist of it. Stuck through the goal, and Danny, for all his Sundays made, one of his favourite players salutes, and the Bombers are home. And fitting, really, he deserved a goal. And the Bombers back out to that 29-point lead. 16-10, 106. Leading Port Adelaide 11-11-77 with 4 minutes and 27 remaining in this final term.
Yeah, Joe Danaher just off the ground with a little injury after that high grab, but Tipperwoody's had 11 disposals, 4 tackles. Yes, the doctors have put the canvas over Port. They're pronounced dead. Yes, there's no longer a heartbeat today. They are the flat line is
just about the hardest I've seen Anthony McDonald Tipperwoody work. He's been in everything, high pressure player, and just got his rewards there on the end of it.
Lead by 29 points, 11-11-77 to 16-10, 106. I tell you what, Coons, Guelphy has had a very impressive debut.
Yes, he has. He's been super. He's pretty hard at the footy, isn't he? And great decision maker, beautiful kick and vision to see McDonald Tipperwoody streaming forward there.
And he's not big at the moment, and obviously just he's on debut, but not big, but my God, he's got some talent. They've found a player, the Bombers.
It's another blood rule here for Port Adelaide. It's Dougal Howard has come off with blood streaming from his face.
Bell Chambers wins the tap. First mistake Heppel made, just couldn't quite hang on. Taken away by Houston, charges off the back end of the square. Kicks it towards centre half forward, taken away by Zaharakis. Loose hands, and now Goddard. Beautiful hands, grabs it.
Watch the kick,
great turn of speed, and he finds Josh Green at centre half forward. Stringer says, kick it to me, says Stringer. Kick it to me. Kick it to me, says Stringer.
Come on, Josh Green.
He's got no chance of kicking that distance, so now he's got to kick
himself.
it. Here's Stringer. Can he jump? Stringer! On the stretch. Oh, there's a free kick. It's going to go to Merritt. Surely there's a free kick.
Yeah, the umpire missed it.
It was caught high.
Yeah, he was caught high, but unfortunately I watched the umpire who was blindsided KB. But the middle umpire in the middle...
Stringer nearly took a beautiful mark, and then it was just taken high.
Simon Overland in the middle, the umpire, should have seen it.
So they toss it back in. Bomber fans not happy. They've had a big day. Dixon wins the tap. Kicked off the ground by Stringer. Burrows in after the ball. Taken away again. Heppel gets involved. They tumble the ball forward. Coming out and taking the grab is Jonas. Plays on quickly to Houston, who runs away from Begley.
Houston, we have a problem.
We don't have lift off. That's for certain. There's a chance. Hurley grabs the ball.
I've lost it, Tristan.
I couldn't tell, Spud.
And it's over the boundary line for a boundary thrown about 65-70 metres out from the Bombers' goal. 26 minutes gone, Tristan. 11-11-77 Port. The Bombers 16-10, 106.
We'll head down to the ground for Spitwater. Looks like Stewart's got a bit of a limp up there, Adam.
Yeah, left lower leg injuries, hobbling to the bench now. Huge applause from the fans. He's had a great day.
He has, continues his great season.
Mobile
Dixon
there, forward line.
Out of the ruck contest. Port Adelaide, well, almost made a mess of it. Robbie Gray, then a deft little chipping ball to wide. City side wing, had Hartlett running by it. They build slowly but surely. Off to Motlop, gives the handball at the feet of Polek. The fend off Hartley, back towards Motlop. Oh, this is shocking stuff, Port Adelaide. Really, a goal was beckoning. It still might be. Bonner, 40 metres out. Usually a reliable kick. This no exception. They got the goal they perhaps should have kicked moments before that, but they cut the margin again to 23 points. Port Adelaide 12-11-83. Essendon on their way to victory 16-10, 106 at the 27-minute mark of this final quarter.
Yeah, for Europe car around the grounds, Hawthorn 14, Melbourne 28. 5 minutes to go in the first quarter.
2.5 minutes in this game, and this is a big win by the Bombers. The only undefeated team leading to this round, of course, Port Adelaide. And Josh Green just gave away that free kick, but they paid advantage, and Bonner kicked that goal.
I think that
Chemist Warehouse replay.
I think John Worsfold confused everyone, and Ken Hinkley putting Hooker down back and Stringer up to the forward line. I think that's been a master stroke, KB. He confused Ken Hinkley. He had no idea that they would play so well in those positions.
Here's Heppel, who's been magnificent today for the Bombers. Taken away. Parrish spears that kick in and finds Josh Green. He's 52 metres out.
Stringer.
There's this Stringer this time.
KB.
Cards on the ball, and he's got it.
How did he do that?
Explosive lead from the forward pocket.
You would
And
have
out
thought,
in front, and he's taken a chest mark.
you would have thought from Bendigo he's been playing that position all his life. I saw him as a midfield the first 4 weeks. I thought, nah, this kid's not going to make it. Put him down forward, give him a go, and look at he's done. Lining up for goal number 5.
Goal number 5.
Genius, John Horsfeld.
4 Stringer.
Absolute genius.
So Stringer had a good afternoon. His best game for the Bombers. He's on the runway. Leans back.
Oh.
And hits the point post. Out of bounds on the full. Maybe he should be a defender, Danny.
No.
maybe he kicks like a defender.
I like him down there. He's just got something about him.
Has he?
He can find space. He creates a lot of enthusiasm.
Is he
for his
quick enough,
teammates.
Danny?
Yes, he's powerful.
Final term just about done and dusted for any time fitness.
And I reckon Goddard, look, he's played a great game, but G-side just allow him to play well, Goddard, week in, week out.
Yes, roving across half back, goes long inside 50. Danaher rose high, no mark. Polek played tunnel ball, nutmegged Zach Merritt in the end. Gray's tried hard. That was Robbie Gray for Port Adelaide. Bell Chambers through solidly. Here's Robbie Gray again. Diagonal run. Hotnews hammer, McDonald tipping Woody. Got the handball off to Motlop, and now Houston, who spreads it towards the city side. Has Sam Gray. Needs it to sit. It does. Has Amon to lend a helping hand. He uses Bonner, who chips short. Tries to find Wines. Didn't find him either. Myers waited.
Quite a
The
great
chest
game,
mark,
Myers.
and he'll go short and find Goddard in the centre circles.
Just another mark to Goddard. Another one just stand there by himself. Of course, 15 marks taken by Hurley today.
Yeah.
Goes back to Hooker. They'll just share it around. Goes back to Hartley. Just time for theme music. And back to Hooker.
Been a great
That's
win for
another
the
mark.
Bombers.
It has been a big win.
Yeah, and it brings Port back to the pack.
Just under 60 seconds.
They could have been 4-0 Port, but now they're 3-1.
And McDonald, Tip and Woody comes out on the stretch, couldn't take it. Bit of body pressure that time from Hartlett, sees the ball over the boundary line. So boundary throw in. So the Bombers have really hit back after their disappointing effort last week.
Yep.
And they're going to win their second game of the season. And they've been magnificently led by Heppel today.
No, they have.
He's really stood up as a leader for the Bombers today. And there's a free kick. And it's going to go to Port Adelaide. It's going to go to Robbie Gray.
Up to 39.
Yeah, 39 possessions. 28
Yeah.
also to Pollock. Ollie Wines 27, 21 to Boak.
26 handballs, both
And
for Robbie.
going up that time was Westhoff. And he's got the free kick.
Yeah, he's played well.
Oh,
Robbie
they've played advantage. So Wingard takes it.
Oh, the dribble
and he
kick.
kicks right across the face of goal and dribbles it through for a behind. Now, you know, that's a sharp angle he was on. Had to pull off, you know, maybe a lucky kick along the ground.
What do you put it in the air to the top
No,
of the square?
but there's a free kick to Westhoff from a set shot, who's 30 metres out, virtually directly in front. So if you pinch those sorts of balls, Danny, you've got to be able to kick the goal.
Spot on.
Final score here at Etihad Stadium. Essendon 16-10, 106. Port Adelaide 12-12, 84.
To win the premiership flag. Our boys who play this grand old game are always striving for glory and fame. See the Bombers fly up, up. We are the teams they don't fear. They all try their best, but they can't get in as the Bombers fly up.
Goal kickers, Stringer booted 4-3 to Stewart, 2 each to Danaher and Myers, singles to Goddard, Bagley, Fantasia, Green and McDonald, Tip and Woody. For the Power, Watts kick 3, singles to Boak, Rockcliffe, Marshall, Amon, Dixon, Bonner, Burne-Jones, Westhoff and Gray. Had amounted to a 22-point win. Essendon 16-10, 106. Port Adelaide 12-12, 84. We'll head off to a break and we'll head inside the victorious Essendon rooms after this.
Sunday afternoon football.
For Toyota, good for footy. And Sweet Pepper Chicken, presented by Subway.
Bombers home here at Etihad Stadium, 16-10, 106. Port Adelaide 12-12, 84. If you have just joined us, Danny Frawley, Kevin Bartlett and Tristan Fernando here for the Lotto Land match review. Dream bigger with Lotto Land, and Spud, hard to argue that the right team won. They had their best foot forward from the outset. They wanted it more than Port Adelaide. They established that break and held on.
Yeah, they did. That 27-point lead at half-time was enough because they won by 22 points. So they were outstanding all day for mine. They won the contested ball, the clearances, the uncontested, the handball receives. They had a forward-line structure that looked really good. Worsfold needs to be commended for playing stringer in the forward half. Hooker back. They look. The forward line looked more alive.
I know you joked about it, but in all seriousness, it was quite telling.
Well, it was, because then you had Stewart, Danaher, very mobile. You got Green, Tip and Woody, and Stringer. So you've got this versatility in your forward line where you put Cale down there, they look a bit pedestrian.
And Fantasia as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Certainly a spark from Fantasia as we head inside Essendon's rooms. Adam Cooney's down there, and he'll hear his former side rejoice.
Just assembling in now. Oh, no, they want me to join in with the circle to sing the song. No, boys, it's all right, I'll stay out. Hey, Joey.
Jump in.
No, not this week. Maybe wait when we win the flag.
Happy bunch. They're back on track for the moment. I heard a wee there from Adam Cooney.
It was.
He's back on the bandwagon.
But I heard yesterday
when we win the premiership.
When the Bullies won yesterday, he said we did well then. I want to know who he barracks for.
He's in each camp.
Two bob each way from Coons.
Put in each camp.
I tell you what, young Guelphy did well, didn't he, for the first game. Tom Bell-Chambers, without right, had 45 hit-outs. And for Port, Howard had 21 and Dixon 13. So
the recruiter of the day for Cornerstone HR, we know people name recruiter of the day, and then of course that's what we've got to do, name the recruiter of the day.
Yeah.
So is that it?
So it's Guelphy, no doubting that. You can, especially when you're a youngster playing your first game, I thought he was absolutely outstanding for a young fella. What do you have? 17 disposals. He had a tackle, 6 inside 50s. He's used the ball extremely well. I liked his game.
Just
good
nearly
future.
got drowned with Powerade. Is it Powerade? Is it? Or
yeah, it'll take him a couple of days to get the sticky stuff off him and all the sugar in that Powerade. KB?
Stinging his eyes, he's rubbing his eyes.
Yep.
When the dust settles, though,
who cleans up all that mess?
Yeah, who does
That's
clean
a
it
good
up?
Question.
Tristan?
Good question.
Come on.
One I can't answer.
Come on, you know everything.
The cleaners after hours, I know very little, Spud.
Yeah.
In all seriousness, though, the frustration that has existed about the Bombers is put to one side for the moment, but they then show the level they can play at. And while they are potent and as you touched on throughout the call, they do look a lot more structured with Hooker down back.
Oh, look, they do, and they've got plenty of run. McGrath, but there's no doubt Hooker, his best spot is down back, and Stringer's spot's forward. I think Worsfold would put his head on the pillow tonight and thought, I tried it, but it didn't work, what I tried to do with Hooker and Stringer. And now that I've got them in their rightful positions.
Let's head back down to the Victorious Bombers rooms. Adam Cooney there with a man who amassed 29 disposals, and he's fairly happy, Coons.
Yes, he's very happy, as it is all the rooms down here at the moment. Zachy, obviously disappointed to lose the Cooney Cup last week. Talk us through the week, what was said, because there was obviously a change in mindset leading into this one.
I think it was obviously disappointing the last 2 weeks. Didn't really play the way we probably wanted to, and then brought it back to real basics during the week. And I think that probably helped our mindset go into the game, just to focus on a few simple things.
And your own mindset, working your way through a tag, you seem to handle it pretty well today. You had Rockcliffe at times, and also Ebert going to you.
Yeah, I think it's pretty fun and exciting, I guess, phase of my career to start to learn how to deal with taggers. And I thought today I just played, and was probably lucky the boys got on the end of the field as well.
Well done, Zach. Played an outstanding game. And you talk about back to basics, and it was interesting to see that Hooker went down back where he's All-Australian and Stringer went forward. So, I know you've tried to play them in different positions, but your team looked more settled with those guys in their rightful positions.
Yeah, I guess adding a few new players in, obviously the system and the cohesion is going to take a little bit of time, but I thought tonight obviously it worked really well, and it's probably something we'll use going forward.
Kevin Barlow, Zach, congratulations on your game, because you've had concussion and, as you say, been tagged. But I thought today yourself, you had real zip today in your legs, and when you got the ball, you wanted to take on the game today. Confidence came back. Yeah,
it's interesting, isn't it? You'd love to have it every week, but I guess my focus today was just to hunt the footy and try and go to the end of the field. And I thought today we played really good footy that was easy to read, and I think reading cues today as a team was really good.
I thought Dyson Heppel today was magnificent. I thought he led from the front, looked like he was on a mission. Not quite certain what's been said during the week to the leadership squad, but I just thought as captain today, he set the standard.
Yeah, I think he's had a super start. I mean, he's weathered a few tough weeks, but I think as a captain today, he was super and certainly lead from the front for all the players.
What about Tommy Bell-Chambers? 45 hitouts, no Paddy Ryder for the opposition, but he played really well, given the midfielder's first use.
Yeah, absolutely. I think he's been super all year, but sometimes I think it can be tough when you come up against a non-dominant ruckman, and I thought he still was able to get around the ground and help whistle on ground level as well.
Tip and Woody, 11 disposals, 4 tackles. A couple of his tackles in that third quarter were telling that created goals for your team. He's an electric machine, isn't he?
Yeah, he's fun to play with, Tipper. I mean, he does all the team stuff first and then finishes off with some special stuff as well. But yeah, his tackles in that third quarter, I think, lifted the crowd and lifted us as well out there.
Matt Guelphy had a terrific game on debut. Not quite certain, how big he is, but he doesn't look too big for me from the broadcasting box, and maybe got to get a little bit bigger physically, but I thought he was fantastic in terms of the tempo of the game today.
Yeah, I thought he was super. I think he was pretty stiff not to be in round one. He had a great pre-season coming across from WA, so the way he attacked the ball and played tonight was really exciting for us going forward.
And Zach, as we let you go, the build-up to Anzac Day now awaits. Do you have any days off during the week, given the extended break, or is it all the way through?
Yeah, I think we will. Haven't actually looked at the schedule yet, but I'm sure both teams will have adequate time off, and yeah, it should be a really exciting game. Both teams in a little bit of form going into round 5.
Yeah, you're spot on. It's shaping as a ripper. Great to see you back in form and the Bombers back on track. Congratulations, and we'll catch up with you again soon.
Thanks, mate. Cheers.
Zach Merritt joining us after a solid outing, and you put it on him early in the call, Spud. You said he just needed to lift a notch, and of course he copped that knock in round 1. It seemed to just shake him a little bit, but he's a prolific ball getter, and I reckon you pointed out, Kev, he's deceptively quick at times as well.
I thought today there was a couple of times where it really surprised me just how quick he was and how he could muster speed. There was one stage there he grabbed the ball and Motlop was chasing him, and he just ran away from Motlop, and Motlop can be quick, but I must say I was surprised today with how much toe he actually had. Yeah,
he's got a lot of toe. The player that he played on blew him away. Rockcliffe only had 8 disposals, so
he's struggling, isn't he, Tommy Rockcliffe?
Look,
such a really good player for Brisbane.
Let's hope he is injured. He seems to be carrying a calf with that injury, but we can only commentate on what we saw, and he had a very, very quiet day.
Before we get to our awards, Port Adelaide, what does this loss mean for them after the fact they were below par against Brisbane last week as well?
Yeah, they were lucky to win the game against Brisbane. I was broadcasting that game. Brisbane were terrific last week. They need Paddy Ryder back in the side. I mean, he won their best and fairest last year, so he is an important player.
He didn't play the year before, and Port had a very ordinary year.
Yeah, he won he made finals last year, and he won their best and fairest, and he was all Australian. Look, it's just a reminder for him. I think Ken Hinkley can just
Powell Pepper
say to the players, look, if you don't come to play, and in terms of your urgency and your awareness and your enthusiasm, then there's a lot of good sides in the competition. There's not that much between a lot of these sides, and as you say, Powell Pepper, he's been okay this year. He hasn't been as dynamic, but he's in there probably in their best 22.
Yeah, I think what's happened.
But I don't think that was the reason why they got blown away today. Powell Pepper being out.
No, I don't think so. But it probably upset their apple cart a little bit.
Charlie Dixon, they need Charlie Dixon to play well, because
busts a few packs open.
He's a team lifting player. We saw that in the finals last year when he kicked 3-6 and nearly won the game from him. He's a team lifting player. He was quite quiet last week as well, and quiet again today. Hartley did a pretty good job on him. Motlop's been pretty good this year, I think.
He was quiet today
for him, but not so much today. But Mackenzie, struggled a bit today. Mackenzie, but he hasn't played much senior football for a long time, so it just depends whether or not they can get some games into him, and particularly get some games into him as a senior player. But they've got a little bit of work to do. Look, they were on top undefeated. Probably that was a bit of a false sort of impression for us that they were on top of the ladder, and I don't think anyone thought they were best side in the competition. Jack Watts was okay today. He kicked 3 goals, probably should have kicked 4. Tried to give up a silly goal at one stage, so he was okay. Motlop, their other big recruit, as we said today, just was fair.
Where's Boak, their captain? I get frustrated.
They play him as sort of like a forward come.
But he's the captain. It's either.
Captain,
I don't know.
Not so much in the midfield anymore.
That's what I'm saying. You look where you want your captain. He's made his name in the midfield. Maybe just too offensive. I don't know. Or maybe he doesn't find enough. But Ken Hinkley just seems to use him as a bits and piece player now. And it's a worry when you got your captain doing that.
Well, I suppose they've got him on the forward line. He can kick a goal, and I dare say that they're liking to put a bit of pressure on the opposition and then take his run in the midfield. Once he was their number one midfielder, doesn't seem to be that now. Maybe, they just feel maybe a couple of other players have got the opportunity to go past him. Probably got to get more out of people like Wingard as well, who's been All-Australian on a couple of occasions. He's a brilliant player, Wingard, and I know he's had a couple of little setbacks as well, but all their really good players, Ollie Wines and Wingard and Ebert and the likes of Travis Boak, they've all got to play well.
Well, have a look at their forward 50 tackles. They've had 4 today, and Essendon had 15. And Wingard never had a tackle. Robbie Gray never had a tackle. Boak never had a tackle.
Never had a tackle.
In the forward 50.
In the forward 50.
Dixon never had a tackle, and Watts had 1. So there's only 4 tackles inside your forward 50, KB, and the ball's gone in there 50 times. So I think the forward pressure was non-existent today. And you can see the other end of the ground, Essendon's pressure, because of their speed and midfield. I just think they're a bit slow in their forward half at times. I don't think Boak's a good forward line pressure up player. I don't think he is. I think they've got to play him in the midfield or maybe on a back flank.
If you have just joined us, Essendon home by 22 points, 16-10, 106. Port Adelaide 12-12, 84.
And for Europe car, we've got Hawthorn 29. Down by 7 points, Melbourne 36. Second quarter, 15 minutes. It looks like Melbourne lining up for a shot at goal, so we'll call it. He's running 4 steps, 5 steps, 6 steps, kicks it, and out in the full. So the score's still 36-29.
As we take a look at the ladder for 40 winks as far as Port Adelaide and Essendon is concerned. Port Adelaide currently 4th. They can slip to 5th if Melbourne does hold on. Essendon amongst a host of sides at 2 and 2. They're up to 11th. And as we head back to our awards, the goal of the day for air conditioning warehouse sales shop where the trade shops, KB.
There was 2 goals today, and both kicked by Stringer. One was the set shot from a very, very tight angle, put it through. It was a beautiful kick. And then, of course, he pulled off the little snap, that one of those dribble kicks along the ground, which looked like an impossible goal from where he was going to kick it from. So he wins it on both occasions.
It was Dacos-like. As we head to the mark of the day for Jin Hang, who took the Jin Hanger of the day, Spud.
Well, look, there wasn't many high grabs. Joe Danaher tried to take it a couple of times. So I think we'll give it to Stewart in the first quarter. Good, strong contested mark involved in 2 Port defenders, and took a good grab, went back and slotted it. So there wasn't many highlights in the marking stakes, that's for sure.
And finally, the Self-Wealth Player of the Day votes. Self-Wealth, $9.50 fixed fee ASX trades. Your
get this right too,
3, 2 and 1.
Don't stuff it up.
Well, I'm going to give Robbie Gray a vote. If you have 39 disposals, look, he never had a big impact in the game, but then I had a deeper look. He had 19 contested ball, and he had 10 clearances, 5 out of the centre. So it's a pretty good game for a team that got beaten by,
22 points.
4 goals. So you'd have to say he was one of the better players on the ground. I'm going to give 2 votes to Michael Hurley. I just thought he was impassable today. I know he had 15 marks, KB, and probably 10 of them were down back, but he took 6 intercepts, which meant that Port actually had the ball when he marked it. So that's a very good performance. 29 disposals. He knocks up getting the ball, and he's kicking, like you called it there once. It was like a laser beam from down back. So I give him 2. And when you're down and you've had a really bad game against the Bombers the week before, you need your leaders to stand up. And I thought Dyson Heppel today, he stood up outstandingly well and led from the front. So he gets the 3 votes.
And our Self-Wealth Player of the Day, or Player of the Year.
You nailed it, Danny. You nailed it.
I hope I did, because I was waiting. I'm under pressure when you're always here, because you look at me
you nailed
and you're thinking, I hope there's big dumb bloke in the back that says the right thing.
You nailed it. I reckon you get the golden fish. Yes!
Yes!
As we wrap
we'll
up,
get
guys,
a go today.
And we'll hand the reins over to Brett
We
Phillips, Andy Marr and Terry Wallace at the Cattery for the game between Geelong and St Kilda. Any chance the Saints?
Look, I reckon they are. I reckon they're a sneaky chance.
Really?
The Saints aren't as bad as what they're going, and Geelong aren't as good as people think. So, and wet conditions, I reckon it's hard to beat down there. But yeah, I'd like to see Paddy McCartan grab a couple today.
Spud, it's been a pleasure working with you once
Well
again.